Greetings, Boris and Ghouls. This is Dr. Von Matt, and I'm about to do another painting for our desert triptych. So we're going to start off with a little bit of brown at the bottom down here, and move up towards lighter colors as we get closer to the top. So I got my big fat brush here. I'm going to get a little bit of this brown paint, and hopefully be able to get in down here. There we go. Now take our rag, as we know I'm going to do, and we're going to wipe down this part of it down here. And I still like the color that brings. Now, I probably have done something here, but we'll do that here in a second. Probably going to go in on top of it with a little bit of this burgundy at the very bottom. Go ahead and put this one back in here and grab this other brush. Now, come up here, we're going to go along the bottom of this. Should have done that when I started. So, and we'll put a little bit of a hillock right there. Now, so we're going to try to layer this up. I'm, again, trying to go with as many desert colors, which is warm colors to neutrals, with the only cool ones being the cacti and the plants. So, see. Now, see, that looks good thus far. Now we're going to go in with the next darkest color, which is kind of a sandstone here. Khaki is what they call it. We're going to go in with a little bit of that. So let's clean the burgundy off our brush. Give it another dousing to clean it down. Grab this. And kind of again, just kind of, I'll hit it a couple of times because I've still got a little bit of wood showing through. There's a reason we're kind of going lopsided with this. There's actually a purpose to that, which will be revealed in its due process. Go ahead and put the lid on this. Give that paint a little bit of time to meld while I'm getting the rag here to clean it off now. There we go. It's actually kind of pretty in and of itself. Now, we're going to go with another layer of vintage white, which is kind of a eggshell sort of white. Kind of just a not quite pure white. Because then we're going to, actually I may go with save that one till last. Let's go with the, I've actually got a darker shade that we kind of need to work our way into. We ain't quite there yet. So let's go into the King's Gold. Kind of. Just a little bit of this. And I'd like to give a shout out to some of my friends. I'm going to use their aliases because I don't dox anybody without their permission, but they'll know who they are. Frank the Tank Masters, Nick Nitroglycerin, Tumultuous, Pain Wrecker, JVD, and let's like to give those guys a shout out. There we go. Now, particularly today, tumultuous, just because the fact that he lives in an area where he's probably seen a lot of desert scenes. So, thinking about you when I started painting this one, brother. Now this paint's just a little bit thin, but we'll make do with it. Now then, let's see here. Actually blends in a little bit too much with the... Oh no, there's a subtle difference, not like that. Okay. Now, next color up. See, I've got Sunny Day and I've got Pale Daffodil. Sunny Day will be the next one up. Now the brushes get a little bit smaller. And in this case, we're going to be going with this little tiny brush that was actually part of an art set that I picked up at Dollar Tree. Because I want to just not use a whole lot of this color. So what we're going to do is just come along here. And I might have to do a couple of layers because you can see there's getting some sort of contamination here. So let's grab a different brush. I don't think that was going to work so hot. Let's grab this little fat brush right here. I don't know, that one's not much better. Let's go back to the big one that we were using. I got an idea. Go ahead and clean that off. Clean off our area right here. Now, let's just go ahead and grab some proper paint and just do this. Now, back into the water. Let's go ahead and dry this off now. Now, you can kind of see what we're doing. Let's go for Pale Daffodil, and that's going to go up here at the very top. Then I'll put a little bit of white over it all. That eggshell white at the very top across from it, or whatever. Maybe just even a dot of it. Could have used a little orange maybe, but what are you going to do? Now, let's go ahead and get just to rinse my brush off. And a little bit of this here vintage white I put up here on top now. So what I'm going to try to do is something I haven't tried before. And maybe it may be that my reach exceeds my grasp, but we'll find out one way for sure. There we go. Now I've done this in black and white before, but I've never quite done a silhouetted type image. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm looking for the darkest possible green. Holly branch comes to mind, but I'm wanting to use let's see if this thicket green's any good. Well, for being 30 years old, that's not bad. Alright, we're going to grab the pencil brush. That's this little guy right here with the pointy head. And we're going to go ahead and paint our saguaro. So, saguaro is going to be our central piece here. So I just... Let's get a little bit here. See here. Yeah, I know it's bleeding through, but I'm going to probably do this as a couple of coats anyway. I just want to get this laid out. Get this basic shape laid out. And now, let's go for a... And there's a ladybug in here. Wouldn't you know it? Now, I'm going to get some of this paint here and just kind of go up the side like this. Let's see if this paint is trying to bleed through. Because I don't want to have a... Now, go ahead and put some arms on him. We'll put an arm here, maybe another one. Just kind of, these arms are going very wildly, I suppose. And I'll have to so we're going to strong arm this guy. And kind of thicken up this thing. Now that's where we're going to start. We're not done, but this is where we're going to start. And we're going to keep him kind of in the middle as we do the rest of this stuff. Now we're going to go in for some other colors here. I was going to add like Joshua trees or something, but I think I'm going to avoid that and just kind of go with maybe like a yucca plant or something sticking out over here. So now, go ahead and grab a little bit more here. Now, if I remember right, and I may not, let's go ahead and look at our book on wildflowers real quick. So I want to see if there's any pictures of yucca plants having flowers. So we'll go over here to the guidebook. Let's see if there's any yucca flowers. See yarrow. See loco weed. I wonder if we've got anything just on desert plants here. Elephant heads. Geranium, goat heads, barrel cactus. No, barrel cactus might not be a bad idea. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll go ahead and kind of add just a few more little details here. We'll try to keep the colors just a tad different from each other. I don't want all the colors being the same. Like I said, I want this cactus, the saguaro, to be kind of dark up against the silhouette of everything else. But we are going to kind of touch him up a little bit. As you can see, he's trying to bleed through a little bit, and we don't want that. So I may end up having to go in with some other colors anyway. I don't really want to, but we'll see what we can do. Now, let's go ahead and add some other things into this picture. So we've got some evergreen here. We're going to use it to kind of put in maybe some, you know, maybe something like a barrel cactus right in here. Now for that I'll have to use some other details, but we'll make do with what we got here. Now, maybe put some pups coming off of this one. But not too many. Just that one. Let's see. What else do we need? Let's see something. We might get away with that. Just kind of mixing the two colors, trying to get a better coating on this thing to kind of fill it in better. So you can see where that thicket paint was 30 years old, so it's going to bleed through a little bit. And I'm pretty sure there's not a painter out there that doesn't keep paints maybe a little longer than he should. So, I'm trying to commingle these two. There we go. See here. We might have to, I want to do some shading, but I don't know about how much we're going to actually do on it, on all this. I'm saving the lighter colors for that. I got a little bit right in here, and we may just leave that because it looks kind of shaded as it is. Not really sure what direction we're going to take the shading in. So, let's see. We have used the holly branch, we have used the thicket, we have used the evergreen. Now we got Christmas green. And I'll have to kind of come in with the lighter colors and do the details and stuff, but I think, is there anything else we need? Trying to debate. I've already got one prickly pear, but I need to add something here. There's like a little spot that's missing. I got an idea. Maybe a slightly bigger yucca plant over here. Alright, well, that was the end of the first part of the film. We'll add just a couple of yucca plants here and kind of get that laid out where we want it. Now, let's go ahead and do some shading. Do need some shadows, kind of tie this stuff to the ground where it's not floating around in space, as somebody I heard once say. So what we're going to do is, I got some black here. I don't know. Maybe I should get something darker, like some brown or something. Tell you what, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got some burnt umber, some real brown, or some, I believe it's melted, burnt umber, melted chocolate, and spice berry. We'll see which one works best. I think the spice berry we're going to try first, because I think it's going to be a little bit darker than the, maybe a little bit darker than this burgundy. So let's see. Get just a little bit of this here. And kind of just that will maybe a little bit darker. Let's try the burnt umber on that last one, and then I'll go over it and use the kind of, I don't know, maybe not. Let's see. See how the burnt umber looks. That's the melted chocolate. The burnt umber. We got a little bit of smuts right there. But I heard Van Gogh once painted over a grasshopper, so I guess we're in good company. Now that actually does look a tad better. That actually works really well. Then once we get the shading, we can get the light. There we go. There we go. That looks pretty decent, actually, and I kind of like the way that that's looking. And it kind of follows in with where I put the sun, so that works well. So now let's do a little bit of highlighting. Now we know which way the light's coming in, we can do that. And for that, let's go over here and get maybe a little fresh foliage. And we're going to again go in with the pen brush because, well, the pen brush is actually quite good for this sort of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and put a dab here. A dab here. Let's see how much I've learned from Mike. And definitely go check him out on Artistic Impressions. I wouldn't be doing this now if I hadn't picked up some tips from him. He is a phenomenal painter. He really is. And he's going to be in the art show in Paris too. Not in Paris, France. Paris, Tennessee. But he's, like I said, he's an amazing artist in his own right. He's very good. Like I said, and he's the guy that got me into painting. I never was much into it because I didn't think I was very good at it, but he definitely brought out a side that actually has me enjoying painting. So you could argue that he's made painting great again. So I'll go ahead and paint, just kind of trying not to get overly. Trying not to get too much paint on it. But I do need a little bit, and so I'm trying to get this fine balance because you're having to paint very, very gently here. And with some of the stuff that's going on in my life, it may not be much longer that I'll be able to do this sort of thing. So But Beethoven was composing when he was stone deaf, so let's give God a chance, see what he can do. Now, let's get a little bit more of this. And it's kind of there we go. Just touch up around from the side of the saguaro. Now, I'm going to get a slightly different shade because I'm going to put some lines on the... Not going to put any lines on the saguaro. I more or less want him kind of being... I might do that. Let's see. Got some kiwi here we're going to be going with. The color I was just using was fresh foliage, but we're going to use a little kiwi now. Because I got to put some pleats on this barrel. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come up here. Now I'd put another one there, but I'm going to go with a darker shade when I do that. Now, I think I'm going to leave that saguaro just like that. But I am going to put maybe, let's see here, maybe just a hint right up around the top. I kind of like this look, I really do. It's very simple, it looks like a nice evening or something in the desert. I kind of like it. I'm going to get me some darker coloring over here though, because I need some. I'm going to grab a little bit of black because I'm going to have a kind of a hint of it. And I didn't want to use too much black on this, but I am going to use a little bit right in here. Just kind of hint at it. Just kind of hint at it. Maybe a little bit along the edge of our cactus. Just a little bit up the sides. I'm not going to go too nuts. Maybe up to where this arm is. And then we'll kind of just let it do its thing up this arm. I don't want to go too crazy with it. I think that'll do the job nicely. Now, we'll have a little bit, maybe of brown, of black coming off of here, underneath here, coming up to that, but I don't want it being too much. I think that one's good. So, the sign, the VM, and I think I'm going to call that one done. I think that looks pretty decent. What do you think, guys? Think I need to do anything else to it, or you think that looks pretty good? Oh, black paint. Right here it is. Okay. So, what do you think? This is part 2 of the Desert Triptych. So, good, bad, or ugly? Anyway, this is Dr. Von Mad, and don't forget to follow us on Pinterest, Patreon, and Facebook. Don't forget to check out Michael at Artistic Impressions on Facebook as well. And don't forget that we also have some Artistic Impressions videos on our channel. And I'll put a link below. And I'll catch you guys, one and all, on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, and God bless.